In the world of the bold and the beautiful, the drama never stops and the emotional stakes are always at their peak. The latest revelation in the storyline involving Nick Marone and Brooke Logan is no exception, as it promises to deliver tension, suspense, and the kind of obsession-driven plot that fans have come to expect from this soap opera. Nick's relentless pursuit of Brooke, despite her repeated rejections, has escalated to disturbing new heights, leaving everyone questioning his motives and wondering how far he will go to win her love. This unsettling twist brings a familiar sense of danger, reminiscent of past storylines involving obsessive characters, most notably Thomas Forrester. But is Nick's obsession truly comparable to Thomas's, or does it signal a new, darker chapter in the ongoing saga of Brooke and her complicated relationships? The stage is set with Nick's unwavering and increasingly obsessive pursuit of Brooke. Despite her consistent rejections, Nick refuses to give up on his pursuit of her. His feelings for Brooke are intense and undeniably deep, and he is not willing to let go, no matter the cost. In previous episodes, Nick made a dramatic gesture by proposing to Brooke, fully expecting her to accept, but she turned him down. His reaction to the rejection was not one of resignation or understanding. Instead, it seemed to fuel his determination to win her over. Nick's obsession with Brooke goes beyond romantic affection. It's becoming a consuming fixation. Despite Brooke's repeated efforts to push him away, Nick continues to pursue her with an intensity that borders on dangerous. His refusal to accept the boundaries Brooke has set becomes increasingly unsettling, and it raises the question, how far is Nick willing to go to make Brooke his? The storyline takes a darker turn when it is revealed that Nick is not only continuing to pursue Brooke, but also resorting to invasive and obsessive behaviors. Nick has gone beyond simply following her around or expressing his desire for a future with her. He has taken to capturing photographs of Brooke and plastering them all over her bedroom. This disturbing behavior hints at a level of obsession that goes far beyond the realm of romantic love. By surrounding her with images of himself and reminders of his feelings, Nick is attempting to control her environment, leaving her with little space to escape his influence. His actions speak volumes about his state of mind, and they signal the rise of an unhealthy and obsessive fixation that could have dangerous consequences. This behavior also triggers an eerie sense of déjà vu, reminding fans of a similar storyline involving Thomas Forrester, who once became so obsessed with Hope Logan that he resorted to manipulation, deceit, and ultimately kidnapping in an attempt to make her his own. Now, with Nick's obsessive behavior escalating, viewers are left to wonder. Is Nick headed down the same dangerous path as Thomas, or will he find a different way to pursue his desires? As Nick's behavior becomes more erratic and disturbing, the question arises, will he stop at nothing to make Brooke his wife? Could his obsession with her escalate to the point where he kidnaps her and locks her away, forcing her into a relationship with him? This is not just a scenario pulled from the realm of fantasy. It's a very real possibility within the world of the bold and the beautiful. Nick's growing fixation on Brooke, combined with his refusal to take no for an answer, leaves the door open for even darker actions. It's easy to see how Nick, in his desperation, might resort to extreme measures to make Brooke his, especially when he has already shown a willingness to violate her boundaries. Whether or not he takes this final step will likely depend on how the writers decide to develop his character in the coming episodes. But for now, it's clear that Nick's obsession with Brooke is only getting more intense, and the emotional toll on both him and Brooke is mounting. The impact of Nick's actions extends beyond his relationship with Brooke. Ridge Forrester, Brooke's longtime partner and father of her children, is naturally concerned about the situation. He has witnessed firsthand how far Nick is willing to go in his pursuit of Brooke, and he is beginning to realize that Nick's behavior is not simply the result of unrequited love, it is the result of an unhealthy obsession. Ridge has always been protective of Brooke, and his instincts tell him that something is deeply wrong with Nick's fixation. Ridge is not one to stand idly by while someone threatens his family, and as Nick's obsession deepens, Ridge will feel compelled to take action. When he cannot reach Brooke and begins to suspect that something is amiss, he will likely go to great lengths to find her. Ridge's determination to protect Brooke will set the stage for an intense confrontation between him and Nick, one that will test their already strained relationship and force both men to confront their feelings for Brooke. As Ridge begins his search for Brooke, he will have to navigate the emotional turmoil of his own feelings for her, as well as the dangerous obsession that Nick has developed. Ridge's quest to find Brooke will undoubtedly bring new tension to the show, as he uncovers the depths of Nick's obsession and works to rescue her from the increasingly dire situation. The fact that Ridge is now on a mission to locate Brooke adds a layer of suspense to the storyline, as fans will wonder whether he will reach her in time or if Nick's obsession will push him to the breaking point. Ridge's protective instincts will be put to the test, and viewers will be on the edge of their seats, wondering how far Nick is willing to go and whether Ridge can save Brooke from this dangerous situation. With the stakes higher than ever, the upcoming episodes will likely be filled with high-octane drama as Ridge races against time to find Brooke and confront Nick. As this storyline unfolds, the parallels to past obsessive behaviors within the bold and the beautiful universe cannot be ignored. Fans will recall the harrowing moments when Thomas Forrester's obsession with Hope reached a breaking point, leading to his kidnapping of her in an attempt to force her into a life with him. The similarities between Thomas and Nick's actions are striking, and the question of whether Nick is headed down the same path will linger throughout the story. Will Nick's obsession become even more dangerous, pushing him to commit extreme acts to win Brooke's love? Or will he come to terms with the reality that his pursuit is only driving her further away? The drama surrounding Nick's obsession with Brooke is far from over, and viewers are eagerly awaiting the next chapter of this intense and unpredictable storyline. As Ridge and Nick's battle over Brooke intensifies, the tension between them will create an explosive confrontation. Ridge's deep love for Brooke, combined with his desire to protect her, will drive him to do whatever it takes to keep her safe. But Nick, blinded by his obsession, will stop at nothing to claim Brooke as his own, even if it means resorting to extreme measures. The outcome of this confrontation will likely have lasting consequences for all involved, setting the stage for even more dramatic moments in the episodes to come. Whether Brooke will find a way to break free from Nick's obsession or whether Ridge will be able to save her from his dangerous pursuit remains to be seen. But one thing is certain. The drama is far from over, and the stakes have never been higher in The Bold and the Beautiful. As the characters face off in a battle of love, obsession, and protection, the future of their relationships and their lives hangs in the balance. As The Bold and the Beautiful continues to spiral into darker territory, Nick's obsession with Brooke reaches its terrifying peak. Despite her repeated rejections, Nick has crossed a line that can never be uncrossed. His fixation on her has now morphed into something much more sinister. He has taken drastic steps to ensure that Brooke cannot escape him. In a shocking and horrifying turn of events, Nick has locked Brooke inside a room in his home, essentially kidnapping her in an attempt to force her into a life with him. The tension has never been higher, and now, as the police surround his house, the stakes have escalated to a dangerous and potentially deadly confrontation. With Ridge desperately searching for Brooke and the authorities closing in, viewers are left to wonder, will Ridge be able to save Brooke before it's too late? And will Nick's obsession lead to even more devastating consequences? The police, alerted to Nick's increasingly erratic behavior and Brooke's disappearance, have surrounded his house. As the sirens wail outside, the situation is at a boiling point. Nick, however, remains resolute in his determination to make Brooke his wife, no matter the cost. His obsession has clouded his judgment, and he believes that if he can just get Brooke to see reason, everything will be perfect. He's convinced that he's doing the right thing, that he's saving her from a life that isn't truly hers, even as the police grow closer. Brooke, terrified and trapped, is desperate to escape, but Nick has made sure that she cannot leave. He tells her that he loves her and that everything he's doing is for their future, but Brooke, exhausted and scared, can't believe him. Her heart is with Ridge, and she knows that this is not the love she wants. She begs him to let her go, but Nick remains unmoved, refusing to accept that his obsession has gone too far. Meanwhile, Ridge is frantic. He has spent the last several hours trying to reach Brooke, calling her phone, texting her, and desperately searching for any sign of where she might be. The moment he discovers that the police have surrounded Nick's house, his worst fears are confirmed. Brooke is inside, and Nick's behavior has escalated from troubling to criminal. Ridge's protective instincts kick in full force. He knows that Brooke is in grave danger, and that time is running out. Every second that passes without her being freed is a second closer to the possibility of something terrible happening. Ridge, determined not to lose Brooke, makes the fateful decision to go to the house himself, even if it means confronting Nick head-on. As Ridge arrives on the scene, the police begin to take control of the situation, their presence heavy with authority as they try to negotiate with Nick. The tension in the air is palpable, with every movement amplified by the gravity of the moment. Ridge pushes past the officers, his concern for Brooke outweighing any concern for his own safety. He knows that Nick is dangerous, but his love for Brooke and his need to rescue her drive him forward. As Ridge gets closer to the house, he can hear the muffled sounds of the negotiation, Nick's voice rising in anger as he refuses to listen to reason. Ridge knows that every second counts and that he must act quickly before things escalate further. Inside, Nick is becoming increasingly agitated. He knows that the police are closing in, but he can't bring himself to let go of Brooke. He stands in front of the door to the room where she's locked, holding his ground and muttering to himself about how everything will work out, how she'll understand in time. But Brooke, terrified and exhausted, knows that her only hope for survival is Ridge. She can hear the chaos outside and knows that Ridge will stop at nothing to save her. Her thoughts race as she looks around the room, searching for any way to break free. The only thing she can do is wait for the moment when Ridge will break through and finally get her out of this nightmare. Outside, the police begin to devise a plan to enter the house, but Ridge knows that waiting for the authorities might be too late. He's seen Nick's obsession firsthand, and he knows that the man will not give up without a fight. Ridge pushes through his fear and frustration, forcing his way to the front of the house, demanding to see Brooke. The tension builds as Ridge and the police officers finally converge near the front door. Ridge locks eyes with one of the officers and demands they move quickly. Every passing minute brings Brooke closer to a breaking point, and Ridge won't allow Nick to win this time. As Ridge forces his way into the house, he hears Nick's voice growing louder and more erratic. It's clear that Nick's mind is unraveling, consumed by his need to have Brooke. Ridge bursts through the door to find Nick standing guard in front of the room where Brooke is locked inside. The confrontation is inevitable. Ridge stands tall, facing Nick with a look of determination and fury. He doesn't back down, his voice steady as he demands that Nick let Brooke go. Nick, his face twisted with obsession, refuses, shouting that Brooke is his and that no one, not even Ridge, can take her away from him. Ridge steps forward, his tone unyielding. He tells Nick that this obsession has gone too far and that he will not allow him to harm Brooke any longer. The emotional tension between the two men is suffocating, and the confrontation is now at its breaking point. Brooke, hearing the voices and knowing that Ridge is finally here, gathers what little strength she has left. She calls out to him, her voice shaking with fear and relief. Ridge's heart races as he hears her voice. He moves quickly to the door where she's trapped, pounding on it, trying to break it open. The urgency of the situation is overwhelming, but Ridge refuses to back down. He knows that time is running out, and he cannot let Nick win. With one final push, Ridge forces the door open, and there she is, Brooke, frightened but alive. Their eyes meet, and in that moment, everything changes. Ridge pulls her into his arms, holding her tightly as the police move in to arrest Nick, who is left helpless and defeated by his own obsession. The emotional aftermath of this terrifying experience will leave lasting scars on everyone involved. Brooke, though safe, will be haunted by the events that transpired, and Nick's actions will be a source of deep pain for her. Ridge, though relieved that Brooke is finally free, will struggle with the anger and fear he felt during this harrowing ordeal. The trauma of Nick's obsession will change the dynamics of their relationship, forcing them to confront the dangers of the past and the uncertainty of the future. The next chapters in The Bold and the Beautiful will be filled with emotional healing, intense confrontations, and a long road to recovery. Nick's obsession with Brooke may have been stopped for now, but the damage it has caused is irreversible, and the ripple effects will be felt throughout the Forrester family for a long time to come. As for Nick, the consequences of his actions will be severe. His obsessive behavior has led him down a dark path, and now, with the police involved and his future in jeopardy, he must face the consequences of his actions. Will he be able to find redemption, or will his descent into obsession define the rest of his life? As The Bold and the Beautiful continues, the aftermath of this tense and terrifying storyline will continue to shape the characters' futures, leaving fans eagerly awaiting what comes next in this high-stakes drama.